through TAC came out and assessed all our properties. And this is the recommended,
Is that the guy you walk around with? Is that the guy you walk around with?
yes, part of the time. I think part of the time he went on his own.
So what do we need to do to get these right? Just call them? I mean, do we need to?
If we don't agree with whatever they're proposing, we need to submit what valuations we want to assess to the properties.
And we would determine that figure amongst the court here?
It's a decision of the court. But this was an independent valuation done by, gosh, I don't remember his name,
When was the evaluation done?
a couple of months ago.
Alana, do you have any recommendation? No.
It's a court decision.
See, we need to, where it says, I mean, we need to get our contents in there. I mean, cause see on the note, I don't know what they did, the change in value on the annex went down 5%. There's a decrease of 5%. I'd like to have our contents
There
insured.
is contents in there, 624,300.
What about?
The fourth column from the right includes contents of each building.
We're getting our contents increased? Was this a with or without the furniture in there? Can you remember when they did this? What's the date on the thing?
That should just be the building.
Because see, they don't have a note. I think we'd have to clarify that.
The contents of the offices on the square is the 624 plus thousand, fourth column from the right. The total for the new building, the offices on the square, the building and contents is the 4.5. Because it wasn't complete here and they just had an estimated cost.
See, the previous road was 4.7, and then it went down to 4, oh, because it was just estimated.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
These are the values they would use for any claims.
Huh?
These are the values they would use for any
To
claims.
replace it. I
Correct.
understand. It's not what they're worth right now. So I get it.
Okay, I can't contest any of these values without quite a bit of study about it, make a determination. They're within reasonable range, I think we should approve it as is.
Is that your motion?
I'll make that motion.
I second it. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Is there any opposition? No opposition. Motion carries 5-0. Can't remember where we're at. Number 14 is to discuss, approve, disapprove installing 57 total shades, Mecha Shade roller shades, 1,300 1,000 series fabric fascia for exterior, $10,379. Mecha Shade roller shades, 1,300 1,000 series fabric with fascia for office hallways, $1,163. Tent at 3 entrances, entrances is misspelled, and 2 offices, panorama window film, $3,577.
But should that be part of the construction? I think it wasn't included in the construction, was it, Doc?
I think it was, and maybe Commissioner Dower can shed some light on this, because I think he was in charge of that project, and I think, didn't you omit these?
No, I had nothing to do with the shades, that was done long before I came on the project.
I thought you had told me that.
The shades omission were done in the bidding process.
Right.
Shades were omitted in the bidding process.
Okay.
All the shades were on plan, they were all put in. These were left out. Now, I don't know what all this includes, I don't know where they go, but I do know that we probably need to do something in the courtroom for security reasons. I've been told by one of the DAs, Jennifer, oh, I like it open, I don't think we need to put anything there. I know Stella said we need security in there, it needs to be closed also, people can't see in. And that Daisy wants shades in hers because she said she works at night, and that she doesn't want someone coming looking in there when she's working at night. And I know that the DPS said they have too much light shining in there with that west sunshine in the window, they need shades in there. But I don't know where 57 shades are gonna go. Where'd you come up with 57 shades?
Also, I've been told that that sun like hits the windshield of a car, and then it's just like beams in there like a laser beam, and
Where?
In every
facing,
window.
facing Calvert particularly, I've been told about the district courtroom, the multipurpose room.
This
But all
would
these-
include all the windows that were not taken care of, basically everything that was not taken care of.
Everything on the
was
north and
supposed
south
to be.
side of the building.
So what I was told by Ruth was that every window was supposed to have shades, but for some reason or another, they were deleted.
They were
Yeah,
deleted
I-
at contract time.
I remember some discussion of the sun rising in the east and setting in the west, and somebody felt that there was no need for any shades on any other side.
The button shades were I remember the button shades being deleted. There's some kind of,
Right.
The
The
laser.
electric ones.
there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
They were eliminated, get under
We
budget.
can buy something a little cheaper then.
Well, I think those were
But where is
just,
the money
Those
gonna
were
come
the
from?
top windows, those are not in the windows that
We have
are
to
gone,
amend
those
the
are
budget for
those top windows. And that's not the windows that,
Construction.
they're,
none of these are,
these are the regular
yeah.
shades like every other window has.
Okay, Daisy, you got this price?
Yes, sir, I do.
I mean, you asked someone to get this price, is that correct, or Carl? or-
Yes, yes, sir, we did. This was the same company that installed the other ones. This is the same people that came in and put the other shades. And we were told by them that every window was supposed to have a shade, but it was, for some reason, somebody told them not to do all the windows.
They cut that to get under budget.
Thank you, Bob, for clarifying that.
Cut a lot of stuff to get on the budget.
They did.
We can get it built.
And that was all action of the previous board.
There's only a few windows that have the shades, not every window has them.
Well, this says 10 to 3 entrances and 2 office panorama
Wait a
windows
second,
down.
I wanna,
Now,
well,
I don't know that all this is necessary.
I think one of those is the interior window to the sheriff's office, that they're just so open to all the people in there, and that was the tenting. And the DPS was
Their
tented too.
office is just so
we gotta
open.
accept the building, we could make changes, or it's new.
Bad design, very bad design.
The only concern that I have is we haven't accepted the building yet. Is this going to, what is this going to do with that?
It's gonna put him in the cookie jar, right?
Well, I mean,
We got,
you don't think the architect would permit us to put blinds on a building?
I wouldn't trust him.
Well, it's also not a matter of him permitting, it's he's gonna charge extra to furnish a change order,
Change order.
authorize a change
Yeah,
order.
we need to get rid of him.
It's gonna cost us more than just the shades.
I thought that had already been done, Pete.
No,
We gotta-
he hasn't signed off. He has to come
Let
down
them
here and
promote.
take his last pictures and inspect the fire alarm,
We're
inspect the
gonna
things
take
on the
no action on
windows.
this until we get that done.
And he said he'll call when he comes down, but we have to,
I was gonna pay him too.
we've gotten to a point where he has admitted to me on the phone that he accepts our agreement with Kruger to settle this. He said he's accepted that, but he's still calling and asking, are you sure you're gonna do that? Are you sure you're gonna do that? So he hadn't signed off yet.
So you take no action.
Take no
Well, I
action
say
until
take no action.
until we can get away from that architect.
And I still have to,
How long do you
We'll
think
get
this
you
will
blind.
take?
We don't wanna pay double.
Mm-mm.
But I know he'll charge us twice.
What kind of timeframe do you think
we
would-
have to get inspection stickers for the fire alarm are not on there. They have to be on there yet. They're supposed to be made. Willie called about that, and they said, well, we're putting them in the mail. They came down, they inspected it, supposedly fixed the fire alarm malfunction that was causing it to go off, and it hadn't gone off in about 2 weeks. Is that right, Carol?
I've heard it beep all last week,
You heard it beep?
but it's not the big honking noise, it's just the beep.
Just a beep? Okay, so, anyway, but they're supposed to, that's supposedly fixed, and he's supposed to come down and certify that that's fixed. Then we have, I've sent in a paper, one last ADA inspection that has to be done before he signs off, so that, I sent it in 3 times, and they sent it back, twice. So, I don't know what's wrong with it. Sign it and send it in. I came and got verification that I was in charge of the building from Commissioner Court meetings. Remember when I got that, Carol? I sent that in, and they said, well, what's that for? Paper says I have. Anyway, I'm still working on that stuff, but he has not signed off, so we'll take no action on this, I would say.
No action.
The next item on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove, declaring the furniture, furnishings, computers, typewriters, tables, chairs, general office equipment, furnishings, surplus.
Wait a minute, if I've been removed, I think we just strike these two.
No action?
I mean, right?
Okay.
That's right.
You want, that's 15 and 16, but I still need to read them so we can say no action.
That's gonna speed it on up, isn't it?
That's gonna be discuss, approve, declaring certain furnishings to be significant historical value and allow us to, okay, oh, wait. No, okay, no action on 15 and 16, Carol? Can you hear with all the mumbling up here, Carol?
I'll let you know if I
15 and
can't.
16?
I got that. And 17 too, I'm guessing.
Disapprove allowing first, I
Now, we're
needed
gonna
some
strike
of the
that one.
items. No action, Carol.
Got it.
Number 18 is discuss, approve, disapprove, giving Richard Jalupka an increase in salary for the supervisor position, replacing retiree Homer Rios. Presently, we have budget for 15 full-time employees with 10 positions filled. The available employee budget will make this possible upon approval. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeff.
How you? I put this on here, after Homer Rios retired, he left this position, and I put Richard Jalufka in charge, and Richard really stepped up to the plate and is doing a lot of work for me. He keeps all the records on all the oil changes for the it's helping me go out on the roads to work with the oil companies and stuff where we can't keep up with it. There's 3 of us running with it, and I feel that I take that dollar that was in the budget for Mr. Rios, and I would like to give it to Richard.
All right, I make a motion to approve giving Richard Jalupka an increase of salary for the supervisor position, replacing the retiree Homer Rios. Presently, we have the, well, for the $1 per hour, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll second it.
All in favor? I'm sorry, Carl, what? Were you gonna make a motion or you just?
Well, he got it, but I got a third.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Any opposed? I'm sorry. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0, Carol. Number 19, discuss, approve, disapprove using employee budget to hire part-time employees. It is currently difficult to hire full-time employees. I've had several people apply for part-time. These applicants are retired. That's Jeff.
I have some people that are coming in. I even have a former county commissioner that walked in out of DeWitt County, would like to come work for me. And he wants to run equipment for me. I got some other people that applied that would like to come run a maintainer. And if I can get these people to run after a rain, that will sure help me to get all them blades up and running. And we could take some of these salaries that we have for the full times and maybe use it for part time.
What we'll have to do is amend the budget to move from line item to, and create a part-time line item. But we'll need to know how many part-time positions and at what pay rate and and how many hours to move, so we can put it on the agenda to make that budget amendment.
Well, we'd run them when the moisture would be there to run blades, blade the roads when, you got moisture, and then if I need a
I
part-time
don't think
blade
that
man.
answers your question.
We still need a
How
number
many
of
people?
hours.
Well, I don't know, it depends on the moisture.
Well, you can't do that with the dollars. You
Well, I
have to say,
understand that.
you have
I
to say
just-
1,000 hours,
And if
or
we don't use it,
if you don't use it, it stays in that line item until it's
Okay.
amended to move
Okay.
it somewhere else.
yeah.
You just have to move it second time, that's all.
Sir?
Part-time.
Just move it second time, that's all.
Yeah.
38 hours or less a week.
Poor Jeff, I feel your pain though.
Yeah, I understand. But,
But,
How will we have to word that? Can we word it and pass it, or does it have to go on as a different budget item?
Well, you
Luana?
can-
What are you saying?
You can do the approval to create part-time positions, but at the next meeting, we will have to have a budget amendment moving from the full-time salary position to part-time at $10 an hour for 800 hours or whatever the figures are that are come up with.
say on a 40-hour
so, we
month.
can approve as part-time people and then do an amendment. Okay, and we'll do that at the next meeting.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve part-time positions for the Road and Bridge Department. And Mr. Beatrick has to provide us salaries and hours expected for our next, meeting.
Okay.
I second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition? You oppose, James? Is that you? No, I'm sorry, Carol, none. Motion carries 5-0. Number 20 on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove granting a pilot waiver of payments in lieu of taxes for the Runge Housing Authority, a tax exempt housing project, and allow county judge to execute resolution if approved. This is for the Runge Housing Authority, and I think this is something we've always done, is it not, Mr. Busselman?
Sorry, I don't know.
I thought this was the one we always did.
I don't think so, I don't remember it.
Can you explain what it would,
It's in the resolution, if you read it, it says, it is the policy, and that would be of Karnes County, to support efficient management and maintenance of low-income public housing, and route the funds available for payment in lieu of taxes to, Karnes County by the Runge Housing Authority are needed for continuing management and maintenance of low-income public housing. And now therefore resolved, they didn't take our names out, is why the blanks look full. I mean, they didn't take the thing out. By the Commissioners of Karnes County, and all pilot payments payable by the Runge Housing Authority on low-income housing projects be waived, and that this waiver continue each year until such that a pilot is reinstated by separate resolution.
I don't remember that being the case, Jeff, but I knew it was a Chris to either,
I
so.
talked to somebody and I thought it was. But I don't understand why we wouldn't do this for a housing authority. I mean, they don't have hardly any housing in Runge. The authority is extremely small.
We've done about 90.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's plenty of them.
Weird, in Runge?
There's 90 houses in there, 100. Go
In that
around.
housing authority, in those
Yeah,
apartments?
yes, ma'am, you go around.
Judge, there's 88.
88. I
It doesn't look that
counted
big.
one.
well, every one of them,
But
Well,
there's
there's
some
some
new ones.
downtown and there's some out by the cemeteries.
Oh, I wouldn't count the ones out by the
They're
cemetery.
apartment,
There you go.
apartment.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about the ones where we always went and worked cases.
Were you going to open the can of worms with the other
Right.
cities' housing authorities too?
Very possible.
Somebody had told me we had always done this. Have we not always done this?
I've never seen it.
We've never done it?
Don't do what you've always done, or what's been done. in the
Oh, well, no,
past.
but I'm just
That's your
asking Scott.
problem.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
You're
But-
welcome, Carl.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do this. And
Just table
if
it.
anybody wants to, no, we're not tabling anything, we can do no action. And if anybody wants to call Pablo and talk to him, or figure this out, or work on it, they can.
So let's take no action on it?
I'll make a motion to take no action. We don't need a motion for no action.
No
excuse me.
action.
But I totally forgot about the things out by the cemetery. Boy, y'all just increased it hugely.
Old baseball.
I know.
park, there's several of them up there.
Number 21 is to discuss, approve, disapprove amending county attorney's budget to allow for payment of warrants, officers' mileage for serving warrants.
I had my budget to have a salary for a warrant officer, but it never dawned on me that he'd have to drive around. So I'd like to just add in, no extra money, just the money that's there will be divided between mileage and his labor.
Do we have to do an amendment, or can we just do it like it is?
We need
Well, it
it.
says amending. It's there.
It's
You have
amended
it.
to allow that in my budget.
Well, he's working for the merchant, so I'm for it.
Well, I need to.
I make a motion that we amend the county attorney's budget to allow payment of warrant officers' mileage for serving warrants
Out of the same budget.
Out of existing funds.
out of existing funds. Still second, James?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition, 5-0, motion carried. Number 22 on the agenda is to discuss, approve, disapprove an emergency amendment to increase the service to the sheriff's department for 6 tacos, 6 deputies, radios, rig out, vests, pistols, shotguns, rifles, bill, radar. It's broken down into costs for a total of $531,684.70. And that's Sheriff DeLuca. I'm sorry, I didn't put his name on here. We don't need it.
No, man. I couldn't get it.
This is just for, camp for it.
Slush
Sheriff, are we gonna have a bake sale to raise all
That's
the money?
what I'm thinking.
I'll start making right now.
Okay, guys, let's stop. We're still in a meeting. Are we struggling with that concept that we're still in a meeting?
Is this well?
That's it. No, we ain't got 12. This is the last couple of years.
What's the wires here, Commissioner?
No, it's been brought to my attention on several occasions over the last year, because I'm really am out in the public a lot, like a lot of public officials. Every place I go, I'm inundated with questions, why not this, why not that, stuff of that nature. I know that Joe Baker's people did an article the other day on number of local crashes spikes. I've got it countywide right here. The traffic in Corns County had just become unreal. And what's really not, I guess it could be described as scary. They said we're not even at the first steps of the Eagleton Shale population explosion here. I've talked to the people, which is Larry Busby, Live Oak County. I talked to Jody Zaveski, DeWitt County, and I talked to Glenn Sockley, who is in Gonzales County. They're joining us, and they also have had a peak in population all due to this oil field. And basically what it is, when you have all this oil field, you have a lot more traffic. You have a lot more traffic, you got a lot more trash. You got a lot more trash. I'm talking about litter, not trash. I knew y'all was gonna catch on that, but that's what it is. Every day I'm getting inundated. They're calling, they're meeting me on the cafes, at stock shows, and I feel the people's pain. And that's why I'm asking for this. And just like I've showed y'all, the major crimes, we're holding them down. You know, I mean, they hadn't risen that much, probably maybe 10 or 15%. But I also got a pretty good team of people working with me right now. Thanks to y'all for giving me some special deputies. They know we have special deputies here. We have people that will work CVU. And Daisy can attest to this. The truck traffic has just become unreal, and I've got every sheriff department right now that connecting us trying to get a CVE deputy. This is something they're looking at, but they're real hard to come by because they're all ex-DPS. Ex-DPS, like I said, they train these people for years and years and years. It's second nature. And I know, I've talked to Jimmy Pierce, and I know Daisy's has gone up, Carolyn's gone up, all the JP's has gone up, Kathy. And that's what I wanted to show you on the citations. That most of that has come in the last maybe 5 to 6 months. And I've had the CVE trooper here, I guess, since October the 1st, somewhere along there. So the truck traffic out there, they understand it. They can understand a black and white showing up. They come in sweeps or strike teams or whatever. They come in whenever you can get them. I mean, I called David Johnson and say, I need help. He said, stand in line. And I know David Johnson for going on 40 years now. He's a sergeant over there with Lassen Wade. So this is why I'm asking for more people, for the simple reason. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. They say we're at 27,000 people right now. I don't know how you count people in travel trailers, but somebody said we're sitting at 27,000. I talked to Jody, I talked to Glenn Socklaven. He said we're gonna have 15, 18, 20,000 more people by this time next year. That's what they're projecting. So I'm coming to y'all, and I hear it every day, you know, the truck traffic, the roads, you know, everything. You slow down, everybody comes up to you, you need working my road. You need to be working my road.
For a second. You're too long-winded to have to turn it over.
No, thanks.
Not yet.
Sound like I'm on TV.
Well, yeah, not yet.
They're on TV.
He was on TV the other day, he got used to it.
Go.
Like I said, I got people that's out of San Antonio, they come down here, because I mean, this is something we're gonna have to live with. I mean, it's nothing that's gonna go away in the near future. Everybody's talked about the Austin chalk and stuff of this nature, 5, 6 years. We're talking, I mean, a long time here. I mean, we're talking 12, 15, even talking 20 years. So I want to try to get ahead of this so I can get more people out there on the road, try and make places safer, because people living in the city are very fortunate. Y'all have a police department that covers about 25 square miles. Both of y'all, Corn City and Kennedy, both have police departments that has almost as many officers as I have. Almost. I mean, but they cover 25 square miles, and you know they have truck traffic, but it's not running 70 mile an hour, running through the, you know, all these places and tearing up all the roads and stuff, because most of the places got truck routes. But lucky us, we got 755 square miles, a lot of old road that's not been very good, never was very good. And even the good roads, I drive in on 239 every day. And right in front of Select, that road, everybody driving on the center stripe right now, because that road's so tore up. I've got a call in the text dot out to go there right now. Stop sign at 72 and 239, they cannot keep that light up. It's knocked down again. This is what I'm saying. When I've got one deputy out there, or possibly two on a good day, then we can kind of control one end of the county or the other end. With what I'm telling you right now, I can control a lot more of the county, slow down, hope to save people's lives. And that's basically what I'm looking at right now. Because, as y'all know, the Barnett Shell told us, I'm not trying to be no scare factor or nothing like that, but they said at the Barnett Shell up there at Fort Worth, when you start losing a person a day, then you have hit the full big time. And we have airlines come in here, y'all see the helicopters coming all the time. I mean, it used to be once, twice a month. I've got everybody right now at GPS, because I got them learning the GPS. Because this is what we're bringing them in every day to places out here in the rural Corns County. And just like the other day, B County, that was a bad wreck down there. But this is something I'm looking at. I was thanking y'all. I still thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me a raise, giving me the 3 deputies. Now, I didn't think I'd be coming back this fast, but I'm really in. I gotta look down the road, because I don't want to be the person they said, well, the sheriff, at least he didn't ask, he's trying to make do like we've always have. Let's don't be like we were in the past. Let's step up to the plate and be one of the leading counties in this 3 or 4 county area. And I mean, like right now, Kirby Rumby over in Golad, he said, it's unreal. And he's in Golad County. So that's what I'm saying. I want to throw this out to y'all. I know we're not in the middle of a budget. I've been doing this for 7 years. This is my 8th year of being sheriff in Corns County. I've seen us go from Mayberry to suburbs of San Antonio in a matter of a year. I mean, we are a suburb of San Antonio right now.
I don't know if y'all ever look in y'all's packages, but I've been taking all those and putting them in the bag, those letters that I'm getting from people. And I've been putting in his package, so obviously somebody's reading the package. Because I get them too.
I know you're gonna ask a question, Lauren.
What is your current staff of patrolling deputies?
Right now, my patrolling deputies, I think I have 6. That's on a good, because that's without running, we still have, and probably too, we got district court, we got county court, and when I pull when we had all these different courts, I gotta pull people in to work these courts, cause I can't find nobody retired around here, being a police officer won't be a bailiff. And everybody seems to wanna have a bailiff now in county courts, juvenile courts, CPS courts, so I actually pull people off the road. And I still had my transport deputies, and I still had the same jail staff. You know, we didn't improve on the jail staff, which is something I have to think down the road here, because I just had 8 people working the jail. And like I said, if you have a dispatcher and you pull a jail person, guess what? Hello, I've got a jail person in the courtroom, and I don't have nobody running the jail.
Are all your deputy positions currently filled?
No, I'm short one right now, and I asked LaWan the other day, I know I can't compete with San Antonio. I know there's a lot of ACOG classes coming out, a lot of SAC classes coming out. Victoria College we got people down there right now trying to snag people, and here we go again. Thank y'all for the raise. I mean, thank y'all, from the bottom of my heart to get a raise like we did for my deputies. But what's real tough, we're up to where everybody else is right now. We're not that much ahead. I think a few counties, we're just a few $100s ahead a year, but we're up to where everybody else is, even with the raise y'all gave. That's why I shot the big number out, for the simple reason, I knew I was gonna be competing with everybody else, and I still am. And like I said, 6, it sounds like a big number, but you have to remember, when I shot them numbers out to you before, I equipped the Tahoes out of my seizure money, which I depleted it, because I was so thankful that y'all was giving me the Tahoes and giving my people a raise, which you gave everybody in the county a raise, because me asking. You know, y'all gave everybody a raise, and I think the people in the county should thank y'all too, so. But this is what I'm saying. I've had private individuals donate shotguns to us. I had the DA donate Glock pistols to us. I've had NRA give us, here we go again. I had NRA give us money to give everybody bulletproof vests. I never asked y'all. I mean, Carl been here, Jane been here for a while. I never asked y'all for this. I've always tried to been out there working on grants, like all the communication stuff, all the handheld radios. It cost y'all a dime. Well, hello, all them monies are drying up. Tracy?
I got one question.
Sir?
All of this new equipment, how long will that last?
Basically, a vest got a 5-year shelf life on it. A Glock pistol lasts a lifetime. Shotgun lasts a lifetime. Take care of it. Rifles last a lifetime. Cars, cars in 3 years. And with all this extra patrolling out here, they're not sitting in coffee shops. They're not putting a mile on these Crown Vics.
Sheriff, would these be patrol units that are out on county roads? Because most of my complaints are coming from Fall City, Runge, and deep county roads.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking way out in the middle of nowhere. Am I traveling to go look at these places and sit there, and those 18-wheelers are down a county road this wide, you know? They're taking the ditch, they're doing whatever. They don't care where they're at or who they're running off the road.
Well, that's what it is. That's why I'm asking for this amount. So
I'm
I
saying
can
these
put
would be patrol deputies,
These
not
are patrol-
special.
These ain't special deputies like I asked last time, like for the CVU.
I mean, we have some in Fall City, Runge, these unincorporated areas of the county, out on the county roads.
Right. I mean, this is the people out in the county. This is gonna be on,
In other words, in the next 3 years, all we're gonna be out is their salary and their fuel, basically.
and maybe another
Some of the
vehicle.
cars.
And maybe another, like I said, we go through a vehicle about every 3 years. We put on about 30,000 after
Well,
100,000.
each year, maybe we can buy one or two to keep that way.
Well, that's what I've been trying to do for the last several
Buy
years.
so much at one time.
The litter out there is
Get up to par,
astronomical.
then maybe we can save money.
I mean, we are trashed out. Talk about a trashed out county, I mean litter-wise. It's just running down the ditches. And I know we have talked about getting some resolutions. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna explain why, because it's not in my realm to explain why that can't come to pass right now. But it's trashy out there. If you go down some of our county roads, they're trashed. I mean, literally.
Right.
People are throwing out big bags.
I live on one,
You have currently how many deputies?
just on the state highways.
I believe I have 10.
I don't know, I asked
10,
you.
this will bring you up to 16.
Right.
And how many per day will be out there on the field?
Well, that's what it is. Most time I'm still pulling, with my specialized deputies. I had the same deal. I used to have one at night, Monday, here we go again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Thursday afternoon, we kind of do a double shift, have a swing shift, where I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got 2 men. And this is what I'm trying to get to at least a 3-man, so I can cover
3 at night and how many during the day?
same deal. 3 during the day.
3 at night, 3 during the day?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 12-hour shift for them. So I started at 6, and like I said, we got some swing shifts
So
going on.
that'd be almost one deputy per precinct.
Bingo.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve the emergency amendment to increase the sheriff's
Do we
budget.
have, do we
Wait a
have
minute.
$500,000?
Luana's trying to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lauren.
Number one, I'm not against law enforcement, believe you me, I encountered the city of Floresville and DPS and Wilson County on Sunday afternoon,
Oh, that's right.
not by choice either. I just think $500,000 amendment at one time right now until there's documentation of improvement in activities out there, I think it's a high amendment.
Do we have the money though, Luana?
I would have to go back and check we have it in the fund balance.
We do have it in the fund.
But if we tie $500,000 into personnel and equipment, what happens if we have a hurricane like Katrina or Claudette or this summer? Then what are we gonna do?
But if we have $500,000 out there, I mean, how much do we have in unencumbered funds right now? What is,
Right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you that. That would probably take at least a quarter of it out, I would imagine.
this would take a quarter of it out?
I would think
Of
so.
unencumbered funds, so we have almost $2 million sitting in unencumbered funds. So if this only took a quarter out for public safety, I'm sorry, but I'm in agreement with Carl, I don't think it's too much, because we have people begging us daily. And I know it sounds like, and until we encounter that personally ourselves, but they're begging us daily. Fall City and Rundy are killing me. I mean, out in the middle of nowhere, where these people are, wells are and stuff, they're begging us for help, and I'm just gonna have to put that public safety first, so.
Well, when it comes budget time, what are you gonna use for the gauge onto whether to keep the same amount of
But I don't,
deputies?
I
What are
don't
you
think
gonna
we
keep?
knew that this was, the only reason I agree that it's an emergency amendment, I don't think we knew that wrecks were gonna spike like this. I don't think we knew, I don't think we knew how fast and furious this was coming in here.
Well, the sad
Kennedy's
part
adding-
is they need to be
Kennedy's
proactive,
adding
not
police
reactive.
departments, Karn City's adding police. I talked to Don and I talked to some of the city council members in Kennedy and Karn City before they started. They said the one thing that they will not skimp on is deputies, because they said that's where they feel like we're getting hit the worst right now.
Well, my question is, come budget time, what are you going to use as the gauge for the judgment of, do we keep funding 16 positions? Do we fund 12
If-
positions?
If it looks like we did something wrong, then we need to admit that we overstaffed, we overshot. But until then, people are begging us for help daily. I mean, we can take them back out just as easy as we put them in there.
What if you do it as a gradual increase? Do 3 now and 3 in 6 months and see if it's working.
I don't, just the way that,
That's
way that-
3 at night, he said, 3 during the day, that's not even one per precinct.
I know, and I think we need them. I mean, I
Precincts
think,
are
we
big.
have city cops riding around every day. And I mean, I see them in my neighborhood every day. I know people that live in the country that haven't seen a cop since they don't know when. We need patrol out there.
I only get them when I call.
Well, please don't do that.
I might,
Please
I
don't do
might.
that, Mr. Shakami. Please don't do that.
But also, it's just because you pass it,
Well,
it doesn't mean
but
it's gonna
please
take
don't do
months
that.
to get the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it might take them a
You
while
can't
to
hire
get up off the
people that
ground.
quick.
And if it doesn't, and something wrong, I'm a big girl. I'll admit I did it wrong at budget time. But until then, if that's Carl's motion, I second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any
want-
opposed?
wait.
I'm sorry.
I don't mind going with the sheriff and everything. I don't have a problem with it. I know we do need, and I see the traffic out there and everything, but that's still $500,000, and I'm sure the taxpayers are gonna want some kind of answers. Can you have the deputies, write up, I think the Karn City cops show how many buses they have, how many people they arrest, everything they
That's what
have.
I just did.
Yeah, right, but like individually rather than all together to see which one is, which ones are actually stopping more people or which ones are, I don't know if that's too much work on y'all or
Well,
anything, and I'm
not
sorry
really
to
too much,
ask, but
But like I said, some
We'd
of
like
the-
some accountability for the money we're
Right,
giving.
I understand
I
that.
would
Like-
appreciate that.
And like some of my deputies, they're kind of multi-purpose deputies, like
But
I
these are
said.
patrol units.
Yeah, these are all going proper.
Right.
And
You
y'all,
want a blotter is what you want from the sheriff, is that what
I
you're
want,
saying?
I want something to show that our taxpayers' $500,000 win, that they're really stopping these rigs. They're not just
No.
at coffee, like you said, I know they're not at coffee shops, but not at coffee shops. They're actually busting these people that are doing illegal. I don't know, what do y'all think?
Monthly
Every,
report?
monthly report?
But it's like Carl said, there's
Because
only
it-
one for procedure, right? I see what you're
Because
saying, you're
it's
totally
not, and
right.
it's not that much, it won't fall over the sheriff, because if you tell your deputies to keep accountability of their own stops and everything, it doesn't fall on your back, it falls on
Well,
each one.
they do a daily log, and we can comprise all this stuff, and like I said, some of these deputies, you know, they are pulled in, you know, they're not out there actually working, you show them sitting in county court for 6 hours.
No, and I know.
Or you have them out here in district court for 6 or 8 hours. And you know, on a jury trial, you got a deputy pulled out, and you got him sitting there for eight hours a day, 3 days, you know, for 3 days in that week for a jury trial. So there's some, I know the accountability, which is great, that's what I'm implementing a bunch of stuff right now. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I gave Luana just the other day, just in case this did happen. I said, give me like Corpus Christi, Victoria newspapers and stuff, because I can't compete with San Antonio. No way. I can't compete with anybody around San Antonio area. So let's try to compete down here. So that's what we're doing. Even though y'all giving me 6 deputies, which my word, I cannot even believe this. Thank God every day for them. But it's gonna be hard to fill them 6 spots immediately. I mean, bottom line, because as I told you a while ago, y'all gave me that big old raise here for the sheriff's department, and we got us up to where everybody else is.
Back out of it?
No, I'm not doing that, but that's what I'm saying, you know, but this is, you say this $500,000, it might not come into play, I can get 6 deputies by the next budget year. You know, I mean, this is why I gotta pick and choose, I got a stack of deputies, like, I mean, applicants this tall, but I wouldn't want them to protect you, much less me. So that's where I'm at.
Do the best you can.
They gonna get a ticket book,
They got
Yeah, let's get some
bring
tickets.
us some proceeds, and then we can afford all these.
Well, like I said, we got a few proceeds coming
But
in.
people are begging for patrol, Sheriff,
Yes, I
they're
know.
begging.
I know. They like to see them patrolmen way out there in the middle of nowhere.
Like I said, in Kenny and Carson City, we see cops all the time. I don't see anything else. Go ahead, sir.
This rigging out, is that dash cams and the lights?
Boy, that's just the rigging at S&P, that's when they put everything in there, you know, the consoles, the lights, the sirens, all that stuff in here, because I mean, in the years past, it has been like $2,000 some odd dollars, so I could do it, have my budget, you know, have my seized money, but that kind of went away, and simply, they're gonna get about $5,000.
So these 6 units aren't gonna have dash cams?
Oh, yeah, that's what they're in there, right there, they got cameras, got dash cams, they got everything, I mean, all the bells and whistles. I mean, like I
Pressure's on you to
said,
find them now.
and that's what the push is, I gotta go out here and try to recruit, you know, steal deputies from somebody else.
We understand. Mr. Busman, this is an emergency item, this is considered an emergency item.
I don't know, yes, I say it is, but I have had some people disagree with that. However, we had no, I mean, all of us lived here, I've been here, I've been practicing law here for 40 years, and none of the attorneys here had any idea, or anybody else had any idea, it was going to expand this rapidly. And so, it's, I don't know how, we knew last budget year, we knew we had the sale here, we knew it was going to be a good thing. Nobody could have anticipated exactly what has happened. I mean, we have a lot of people moving in here, they're building all kinds of yards and so forth, and we need to cover this. It just, and I think it's an emergency, I really do. I don't know how you could term it anything else.
I agree.
I agree with you, Bob.
The way the local government code reads, James, it's a emergency expenditure as an amendment to the original budget only in the case of grave public necessity to meet an unusual and unforeseen condition.
Which this
So
is.
this is.
There's no way we could foresee the enormity of it
Correct.
ahead of
I'm
time.
We
just
need
clarifying what it
that.
said
You mean we're agreeing?
again.
Carl, you made the motion, right? I seconded it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. There was no opposition.
Thank y'all, I appreciate it
Now the
very
pressure's
much.
on you, go find them.
And, yep, I gotta go recruit somebody.
Don't make us eat our words.
Hey, sir. James's
With the
monthly
monthly
report.
Yeah,
For, that way, if the taxpayers come to us, they are gonna come to us, we have them 6 cops. So that way, we at least got something to show them. All right, thank you, sir.
James.
We file daily reports, just send them over.
That's yours.
Hey.
Here, don't leave. I need you to pick up that thing. I got a stack of stuff. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna- That's what I always do.
Yeah.
And then you replace it.
Yes, with the original.
I do that only because I want you to have all the blue signatures. Why don't you color anybody else?
Not enough people use the blue.
Yeah. You got a point there. And then, yeah.
First thing that we need to address on the bills,
I'm here.
We're here with you, Luana.
Got my attention.
I
on
got,
page one, the 5th entry to MJ Boyle General Contractors for $72,631.67. I received an email late Friday afternoon after these were processed from Lewis Fisher, and it says, Carl and Luana, after the demolition event that damaged the historic wall of the courthouse, I asked MJ Boyle to reconsider the amount that they were requesting for the demolition category. They sent me a revised application today. The completion of the demolition was reduced from 80% down to 60% complete. This reduced the amount request to $59,569.36. I received that revised payment application in the mail yesterday. So we can do one of two things. We can delete this $72,000 and adjust the dollar amount to the new request, or we can remove the $72,000 and wait until February 14th to pay the new request.
No, let's adjust it. What do y'all think? I'd rather adjust it. What, Luana, what was that number? I'm gonna write it on here, on this original you gave me.
$59,569.36.
59,569.36. Adjusted amount. Okay, now I'm just gonna put a mark by it.
that's the only thing that stuck out.
Yes, sir. In this cycle, we'll also paying our budgetary contributions to the Soil and Water Conservation District, the Historical Commission, and the Historical Society.
Do we pay that all at once, Luana, or we pay that quarterly?
We pay those three all at once.
All at once?
The Economic Development Corporation is a quarterly payment. It's also in this cycle for the quarter. On page 3, about halfway down under capital outlay, you'll see that we are paying for the remainder of the furnishings in the new annex for adult probation, DPS. I believe there's one other one, but I don't know.
And buys dues are paid too, is that what you're saying, retainer dues? Oh, no, you're saying adult probation, but your furniture.
Yes.
I noticed on your, for waste recycle there, it says for dumpsters, $7,800 for dumpsters. Is that normal? We have more trash than usual?
Jesse ordered some more.
So we gonna,
Jesse had to order some more.
That's coming from
EMS
what
unit? We just moving that in there. 'Cause it looks like they all repairs pretty good. Y'all got them done.
I had to take that, I had to take it up yesterday.
Easy to keep up with doing it in there. I don't want it to break down when they got me in.
No, they don't have it in there.
Yeah, me too, but you know.
Can I just ask Luana, what is all the Christmas party DPS stuff?
Christmas party, DPS. Oh, you're looking at the Walmart bill?
Uh-huh.
That is with some of the monies that we get from our Coke machine proceeds,
Mhm.
where they bought the paper plates, paper cups, et cetera, for the Christmas party. And also on that same bill, there were supplies bought for the DPS office, different office supplies, trash cans, things like that.
Does DPS get the Coke machine money or whatever?
No, the county does. That's just the description of what was included in that bill.
Wait till they get my bill, I'm going to A&M next week. See what that says. Hilton up there.
Huh?
Hilton, look at Hilton.
Is that what it says?
That's here.
I know, but they actually have one that's like, wow.
Hilton will want it.
There's some,
Go to pages 8, 9, and 10. You'll be looking at the road and bridge expenditures for this pay cycle. Lots of materials and lots of freight to haul those materials.
Yep.
Luana, how do we, I know we need to have some planning meeting with Jeff to work on that, bond money. What do we need to do there? Just have an open planning meeting?
Well, you can either have an open planning meeting or having a planning meeting with you and Jeff and myself, so it's not a quorum, and then take it to an open meeting.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we look at me, you, and Jeff meeting and coming up with something and bringing it to the you guys? We need to get something started.
Before we can make a plan, we need the road survey.
You got that, Jeff? Do you have those road surveys?
We're, what I'm doing, I'm waiting on the 4 maps to be, drawn for me. And what I'm gonna do with those maps, we're gonna put the school bus routes on one. We're gonna put the, and we're gonna take them step by step where, the most places we need to work on roads.
And you'll have that when?